So to set up this story real quick, I got to say I was on an airplane last weekend, and there was some pretty rough turbulence. And you know where my head jumps to? I don't know if this happens to you, Ashley. You start to think, all the worst things are going to happen, even though statistically, flying on a plane is extremely safe relative to like riding in a car or anything.
Sure, but when you're up there, it's like, well, who knows?
Right, when you get that like physical drop sensation. Well, if you ever do find yourself in an airplane like me, having these irrational thoughts about something bad happening to you, I have some information that might make you feel a lot better. Even if you do find yourself in a plane crash, there's actually a pretty good chance you'll survive. And I mean a really pretty good chance. According to a report from the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, the vast majority of passengers involved in a plane crash between 1983 and 2000 survived. As in 95.7% made it through the crash. Pretty good odds, right? And that's thanks to the engineering of the plane, its many safety features, and physics in general. Airplane manufacturers engineer their vehicles for crash safety. Plane crash victims aren't plummeting to the ground in a free fall like a skydiver without a parachute. They're riding inside of a giant tube of metal that's designed to maintain its integrity when it hits the ground during a crash landing. Even without their engines, airplanes are aerodynamic, and they'll glide to a crash landing at whatever angle they were in when their engines quit. You can thank Newton's first law of motion for that one, by the way. If you're still paranoid about flying, though, that's okay. There are a few things you can do to increase your chances of survival even further. The first one will require you to be okay with being one of the last ones off the plane. That's because a study by Popular Mechanics found that passengers in the rear are about 40% more likely to survive a crash than those in front. So much for first class. And try to stay awake during takeoff and landing, which are when the chances of a crash are the highest. Finally, if you do think you're about to crash, you should brace for impact, since there is some evidence that could up your chances too. Whatever you do, just remember, the next time you fly, you really should worry more about what to do on your vacation than how safe you'll be getting there.